Hi, this is Mrs. Oakley, and today we're going to look at Unit 4, Lesson 3, Multiplying of Decimals. All right, so how do we multiply a decimals? So we're going to line up the factors so that the last digit in each number align, which this is different than adding and subtracting. You're going to multiply just as you would with the whole number, and then you're going to find the total number of digits past the decimal in each factor. The product will have this number of digits past the decimal. I don't know about you, but that makes sense to me because I've done this before. I'm guessing it doesn't to you. And that's okay. I'm going to show you what it means. All right, so let's first take this one. We have 4.68 times 8. Okay, 8 times 8 is 64. So 6 up. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 6 is 54. Put the 5 up. Now, normally we carry the decimal down. Don't do that here. Okay? 8 times 4 is 32, plus 5 is 37. Now, here's what they mean about finding the total number of digits in each factor. So, here's the decimal. We have one number behind it, two numbers behind it. Okay? Now, there's no decimal down here, so all we have to do is make sure that down here in our answer, we have two decimals or two numbers behind the decimals. Does that make sense a little bit? Kind of? Okay. Let's keep practicing this. Now, when you see a number next to a number in parentheses, that means multiplication. So, let's do this one. 0.092 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 9 is 36. Carry the 3. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 3 is 3. 4 times 0 is 0. I don't have to worry about that one. All right, now, here we go. Find the decimal. One number behind it, 2 and 3. So we have to have three numbers behind the decimal. There we go. Great job. Let's practice some more together because now both factors, or both numbers that we're multiplying have um, numbers behind the decimal. So let's do 5.8 times 2.2. All right, so I'm going to ignore the decimals completely right now. 2 times 8 is 16, carry that 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Okay, moving to the tens place, so I'm putting our placeholder. 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. I'm going to add these. I'm going to get 6, 7, 2, and 1. Now, I'm finding both decimals, and I'm counting how many numbers, 1, 2, are behind both decimals. I have 2. So I have to have two numbers behind this decimal. Okay, great job. All right, now I'm going to take the bigger number, 12.452. Remember, we're multiplying that number by the number outside of the bracket, 0.13. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. And 3 times 1 is 3. Done with those. Moving to the tens number. Okay. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. Now I'm adding these. Make sure we remember we're adding. I get 6. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1. I get 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. I bring down the 1. Now, finding both decimals, decimal, decimal, right? Count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers behind it. Great job. All right, moving on. Now, you have 4 problems here. I want you to pause the video. I want you to work out all 4 of these problems, and then I want you to come back and see if you got them correct. All right, so for number 1, you said 7.65 times 2. Okay, 2 times 5 is 10. Here's the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Here's 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Now, here's my decimal, 1, 2. So I'm going to have 2 numbers behind it. Okay. Doing the next one, 2.178 times 15. Okay. 5 times 8 is 40 to the 4. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 4 is 39. 3. 5 times 1, let me make so you can see it's 15. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8, and 5 times 2 is 10. All right, we are moving into the next place level. So 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 7 is 7, 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2. Let's add these up. 0, 9 plus 7 is 7, or 9 plus 8 is 17. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 7 is 16. 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, notice there's 1, 2, 3 numbers behind. So I'm going to make sure I have 3 numbers behind here. Good job. All right, moving right along. 0.6 times 0.3. 3 times 6 is 18. We don't have to do anything else because any number times 0 is going to be 0. So decimal, decimal, 1, 2. So there's where my decimal would go. All right, last one, 1.02 times 0.8. 8 times 2 is 16, carry the 1. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 8 times 1 is 8. Now, everything else is next place is 0, so we don't have to worry about it. Here's my decimals, and I'm going to get rid of my highlighting. 1, 2, 3. So, decimal goes here. Make sure that the number is behind the decimal, not in front of it. So it said 3 numbers behind, so we have 3 numbers behind. All right, that is the end of Unit 4, Lesson 3. Congratulations. Head back to class craft, and I will see you back here for Unit 4, Lesson 4.